Mr. Oshinsky. I'm Agent Ballard. I'm in charge of your case. Everybody's gone home for the weekend, so just the two of us. How about we grab some fresh air? Come on, put your shoes on.
For one, if he's by himself, he's not taking him out of that cell without him being handcuffed and by himself. That just doesn't happen. With these type of guys, these child exploiters or child molester type guys, you have to interview them a certain way. Right? You get angry when you see what they do, their behavior, and you want to just, call them every bad word in the world, right? But that's not the way that you're going to get a good statement from one of these guys. I found that if you shame these guys right from the beginning, they're going to shut down and they're not going to talk about the things you need to hear. You want to do justice for your victims, so you want to make sure they're held responsible for everything they've done. And if they shut down, they're not going to tell you the details that you need sometimes to meet the elements of the statute you want to charge, right? And if you don't have those details, you might charge him with something that's a lesser crime to what he really deserves. And if you get the true details of it, you'll be able to charge him accordingly.
See, part of my job is looking at everything. You tell me how I'm supposed to gaze at so much beauty.
Oh, in real life, I'm not pretending to be this guy's friend. I can get that same, what he's trying to do, I would try to do through just professional techniques in the evidence that you collect. And all of that stuff can give you a better idea of what's going on and give you evidence to charge a case, as opposed to just trying to pretend that he's this guy's friend or something like that. This just part here isn't too realistic for me.
You think I'm that stupid?
Only the courageous act. The rest are tyrannized by a legal system made by cowardly men who cannot admit their true desires. End quotes.
So what? You read my book.
I studied your book.
Cigarettes that's legitimate. Cigarettes are a great tool to use when you're interviewing folks. For whatever reason, some people just like to talk a little bit more when they have a cigarette. I had a buddy of mine, a detective, shout out to Angelo, who always had a pack of cigarettes. He was an excellent detective, and he had this pack of cigarettes, the same pack of cigarettes I think he had for years. But again, in these moments, a cigarette can go a long way.
Just give me a week, please. That's all I'm asking.
One week.
Mr. Oshinsky. Time to go home.
This is a movie, right? If I ever went to my boss and asked him to do that, oh my gosh, it wouldn't go that well, okay? He wouldn't give me 1 week. He wouldn't give me a second in that conversation. This guy is a danger, the most dangerous of child predators, right? You would never, the liability for letting this person out, knowing that he could reoffend or hurt another child is too great. I don't think any smart supervisor or agency, especially Homeland, I can't see them doing something like that.
So sweet. Flip the page.
Oh, that's a kid. That's the picture she took at the place. You could see his shirt was
His
unbuttoned.
name is Teddy Bear.
Teddy Bear. They renamed him.
My God, he's so little. This time tomorrow, that little boy is gonna be yours for the whole weekend.
So he's definitely, this is a dangerous, dangerous person. He's a traitor. He's a guy that can get children for other men. This is a really bad person.
You're under arrest for crimes against children.
See that? I get it. I'm glad they got him. They gonna arrest him? No. What happened here was, so when they did that search warrant, they went in there, they got this bad guy, obviously with possessing the child images, and then they went downstairs and they had all those images. He had him, and he could charge him with possessing the child pornography. But I think the reason they were really onto this guy is because they thought he was a traitor, or a trader, not a traitor, a traitor, and they thought he was somebody who could access children for other folks. So what they did here was, now he actually has him selling a child or providing a child to a law enforcement officer. So this, I understand what they did. They did this because now they can charge him with something far more serious than just the possession. However, I still think there's another way. You could have got all of this done in a way that was safer to the community by not even giving this guy an opportunity to come out of the jail cell.
He has lacerations consistent with sexual abuse. It's only 3 or 4 days old.
Jeez. Worst case scenario. This right here, this is like 100% accurate. And what you would do once you recover the child, right? You want to make sure he's okay. You're going to have him evaluated medically. Unfortunately, she states that he was abused sexually. And those are kind of the things you're going to want to know now that they have the gentleman too. So if he was assaulted by this gentleman, you can now hold him accountable. One of the things that I think they didn't get right here is that there are no advocates here. This guy is a law enforcement officer. He's a federal agent, right? And he's trained. However, these kids in a situation like this, it would be good. And what I've always done, I've never done anything like this without having a victim's advocate with me, especially in a situation like this.
Tengo hambre. ¿Quieres una hamburguesa?
I've done this. I've taken, victims out for lunch and smoothies, stuff like that from time to time. But in this situation, you got to think about what his trauma more than likely is, right? He was a young man that was taken from his home, brought to a place where he doesn't know anybody. He's introduced to different men. So from a trauma standpoint, I think it would be better to have somebody else do these kind of things. We stick to the law enforcement part and let some other folks who are better suited, bring them out to lunch, get them to feel comfortable and stuff like that. You can do it with them because it's a great way to build rapport, but just on your own, I think seeing the stuff he's been through, I wouldn't say it's the best idea.
¿Dónde está tu hermana?
La playa es el lugar perfecto para una sesión de fotos. ¿Les gusta la playa, verdad?
¡Sí!
¿Simba? ¿Por qué tan triste?
Yo no me llamo Simba.
Ah, bueno, desde ahora sí.
Señora, pero mi papi no lo sabe.
Tu papá ya sabe.
This is fraud and this is coercion right now. She's trying to continue the fraud by telling her, we're going to go to the beach. We're going to, just to make it look like it's going to be a good time. And then she refers to one of them as Simba. And the child said, that's not my name. And she says it is for now. All that's control, right? They're trying to take control away from the kids. They're trying to take their identities away from them because now they're going to have them do something that they've never done before. When they're trafficking them, they're trying to take away everything they were before the trafficking. Or they're on a boat. This is even scarier, this right here, because these folks could do this in every port they stop in. In every port they stop in, they could have a girl like that girl that goes around and gathers kids, deceives the parents, puts them in a container, puts them on that ship, and they're gone out of the country before you even know it. The whole thing with trafficking is it's a supply and demand type situation. And unfortunately, there is a demand for children. That's part of why we do this, is to spread awareness so that we can, protect more children. When you look at this is different from like street pimping and stuff like this. And, but this stuff, what they're talking about here is really accurate, sadly. Oh, they're branding. Ah, that's branding. Yep, she's getting branded. So what they're doing right there, that's very common. It's called branding, where these traffickers, you see, that's the trafficker. And he's putting his stamp on this girl. So everybody knows that she belongs to him. Sometimes they put them in certain places behind the ear. I know they put them on the ankle or right underneath the breast. That's what the branding is. The branding could be anything. Could be a gold bar. It could be a diamond ring, any of those things. Or it's just going to be the symbol that the pimp uses to identify his girls. A lot of that's happening here in the United States. It happens everywhere. Branding is part of sex trafficking, human trafficking. This is the turnout. This is when the victim has their first sexual experience. And a lot of times turnouts come in different ways. This turnout right here, this is all force. This is all force. Some turnouts get done by manipulation, by coercion, but in this particular situation, this is all force. And think about it this way. The average age that somebody gets involved in human trafficking, sex trafficking, is between 12 and 14 years old, right? So that means like this young lady here is very young, right? So she's about at the average age. So just know every time she does a play, every time she sees a man, she's being sexually assaulted, all right? This is just a sexual assault of a minor that you're looking at. One thing I can tell you for certain is that traffickers and pimps do not want awareness like this reaching you. Together, we can bring these issues to light, and we'll make it harder for exploitation to stay hidden. So if you'd like to help us to reach more people, please like, comment, and subscribe to this channel. But more importantly, please share this video with at least one person that you think it could help. To continue learning, click on the video on the screen, or you could click the link in the description below. And remember to stay safe, stay aware, and always stay 10-8.